What's up, YouTube? I missed y'all, man. Where y'all been? Where y'all been? Where y'all been? Nah, I'm just playing. Your boy's been busy, alright? Back to school rush was in, last week. I've been busy with that. Sorry, but we are gonna do the episode 10, My Gifted Guidance, alright? Just give it a few minutes so people can start coming into the live stream. Hopefully I can view comments. I haven't seen a comment pop up. I'm using a new app. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Hopefully the video's, clear. I just don't know if I can see any comments come through. Let me see. I don't know if it's gonna allow me to see comments. Wait a couple more minutes, get some people in here. Let me see if I can see some comments. Get some people in here. Alright. So I'm gonna look at y'all's comments on my computer screen, and I see what's up, people. Now I can see comments. I'm sorry. Do you want us to send the photos right now? I already have about 15 to 20 pictures already that I'm about to use. You can send them for episode 11. You're more than welcome to. Got to make those shirts in the bigger size. Yeah, I learned from my mistakes. So once I want to make some other shirts. I'll probably go on bigger on some other sizes with the other shirts. I appreciate that, Don. Thank you. Thank you. Did my first mohawk skin fade today at a barber school. Was wondering where I could send you the pic so I could be on the next gifted guidance. Send it to mattgiftedhands@gmail.com. I'm send it to mattgiftedhands@gmail.com. That way I could do the next my gifted guidance and have your picture in there. All right, so let's get started. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into it. All right. So the first picture we have is by Brant Fades, and right off the back, it's kind of a blurry. You can tell in the background. This is not really like a good quality photo, but from what I can tell, it looks like I would say like a skin fade on the bottom, kind of like a half in this area. The part can be a little more crispier. The edge can be a little more crispier as well. The top looks good. The fade looks good. I can't really give my full feedback on this. It's a 14-year-old barber, says right here, but it's a nice haircut, man. I wish there was a better quality photo, but it's all good. All right, so the part looks real consistent. Even all the way through. The taper on the sides looks good. The edge up looks clean. like whenever you take a picture and you add like a lot of flash, it kind of takes away from the like for me to see like the contrast, right? So it's kind of like super bright. I can't really tell if there's any lines on this taper on this side, but the taper on this side looks good. You can tell right there, it looks good. Taper on the back looks good. There's no lines. There's no really no dark spots. On this side of the haircut, I do see a little bit of bulk. I don't know if that's disconnected haircut or not, but I mean, other than that, man, the blend looks good. The taper looks good. The edge up looks good. Good job. All right. All right. So I would say like a mid skin fade. Now, you want to give yourself room to blend, because then this line right here is going to happen, and then this bulk line right here is going to happen. If you don't give yourself room to blend, then it's going to look like a compressed fade, meaning that you're going to see, you're going to see where you tried to blend in a small area. I would bring the shaver maybe a little bit lower, and then you'll have your room for the half and the one guard. Right here, you can knock that ball line out with using like a trimmer, or using the shaver going downwards, right, instead of going up. And then also around this area, take your two guard, opened up, and knock that dark line out. The edge I can't really see too much. It looks like it's kind of like rounded in the corner a little bit. I would sharpen that up, make it like a 90-degree drop, a nice clean edge. Man, these are like some super sized photos. All right, so the taper right here, right out the back, there's a lot of bulk in this area. And I know it's difficult to taper with this length of hair on top, but try to keep with this long hair on top. I would keep the blowout just a little bit lower, probably like a mid blowout or even a low blowout. And that's just you coaching your client, letting your client know that a lower taper or mid taper will look better with his hair texture. Because if you go too high, then you're gonna find yourself fading like around this area, and then taper is usually right around this area. So, and then the edge up, I know you're probably spending so much time combing his hair down, lining it up. If you apply like spritz or hairspray or anything like that, it'll lay down, that way you can line it up and it'll be a little more crispier. But other than that, good job. Keep getting those reps in. There's a lot of 14-year-old barbers that sending me pictures. That's crazy. That's what's up though. All right, so right here we have probably like I would say like a 1.5, maybe a 2 with the grain. Everything is laid down good. It looks like it's kind of like just like a slight light taper on the sides and a light taper on the back. The edge ups, the edge up's nice. It's crispy. I would bring this into a little more arc off of the C cup. Let me see this side. See, like right here, I don't know if he wanted the sideburns or not, but if he did, it looks like he did. I would just come from like right here and bring that up and just sharpen that, make it just a nice, consistent line all the way through to create that nice C cup. But other than that, all the hair's laying down. I can't really see anything on the back. This is a back taper. All right, so this is a nice blend. Nice blend. Right around this area, take your half with your lever all the way open. Start with your lever all the way open and work your way down to knock out this bottom line. You do a lot of wave cuts. All right. I can't really see from this angle from the top view, but it looks like you're just trying to show me his waves. He has nice waves, man. Good job. This is the taper in the back. So right around this area, you can see it's kind of like he has that flap right here in the middle. If you go with the grain and stretch the skin up and cut with the grain, it won't be too bulky in that area. There's ways around this. Or don't even take the taper that high, right? Especially if it has bumps like this in this area, you definitely don't want to take the taper too high. So I would stay around this area. And again, just coaching the client, letting him know that, if I do a high taper, it's gonna come out, like this. It's real light, real patchy. So I would keep the taper a little bit lower. All right. Good job. Okay. You attacked this cut like a G. If someone came in and said they didn't want nothing off the top, maybe just a little trim and a low skin fade, I'd be like, yo, I'm going to the restroom. I'm going on break. Nah, I'm just playing. Don't shake no clients, man. Take it, because that's the only way you're going to learn, right? Repetition. This is a pretty good blend. And I can't say there's bulk, because nowadays there's a lot of haircuts like this that clients are asking for, y'all. Like, they want to see that light to dark contrast, low fade with that bulk, on the top. So I'm not gonna knock it too much, because I know this is what clients ask for. I would just say stay consistent all the way through. It looks like it's real dark in this area. If you're gonna drop it right here, make sure this is light as well in the back. And then right around this area, just these little dark spots, you can use the corners of your guard, corners of your blade, maybe a little bit of clipper of a comb, shear of a comb, and you could blend these dark spots in. But I know this is a difficult haircut, so hey, good job. Good job. I won't even knock this. Good job. Whoa, that's super bright. Alright. I don't know if y'all can see that. It just looks like a 1 all the way to the top, and you did like a low fade on the bottom. There's really no contrast. There's no light, medium, dark contrast. It just goes from light to dark. So if the client did want that, there's ways to blend the top in so it doesn't look like this. And then if you keep this area maybe like at a 2 or 2 open, it'll look better, just because it'll have a nice transition to the top. This right here, I don't know what's going on in the back. You gotta knock that down. This I can't really see either with the quality of the picture either. Send a better picture in, man, and I'd love to do another feedback on your cut. All right, so this, hey, he put it right there, blurry fade, cause you know why? That's a blurry fade. But yo, you gonna be cocky like that? Put some product in his head, man. Come on, Jorge. Come on, George. Put some product in his head, then take the picture. All right. And then be very careful right here on the edge. It looks like you kind of spiked him in the corner. All right. Nice blend, clean blend. You already know, man. I know you give good cuts. This is also a nice cut, too. I think I did that one last time. Hey, man, you going to be cocky with these pictures? I'm going to call you out on, little bit of things. Again, nice blurry fade, man. Nice blurry fade. Edge is crispy. If this is an undercut, that's a nice cut, man. Nice cut. There's another one. I don't even know why you're sending these in, man. Like, you, you know what you're doing, bro. You just want to be on the live stream, man. Bro, you got it down. You got it down. Just put some product in your client's head, then snap the picture. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right. So it looks like you're cutting outside, maybe in the backyard or something like that. Right at the back, it doesn't matter whether the client wants it or not. Blend this in. If you're just gonna do the fade and the client didn't book the beard, he says he's gonna take care of it at home by himself, just blend it in for him at least. You don't want your client leaving the shop looking like this, because this is gonna stand out. It could be a clean fade on top, and then as long as this is there not blended in, that's gonna stick out. It looks like you went for like a low ball fade, probably like a 2 on top. There's a little bit of darkness right here in this area. What I would say is give yourself room to blend. With this type of haircut, I would definitely fade down, just because it'll allow me to keep my fade lower. And I do have videos on that on my YouTube channel, the fading down technique. I think with doing that technique, it allows you to keep your fade lower, and it still gives it contrast. But if you want to fade upwards, keep your ball line just a little bit lower, and then your half and your one guard, just because there's probably a 2 on top, you want to give yourself at least an inch to blend. But I mean, that's the only thing is these dark spots right here. And if you give yourself at least an inch per guideline, you'll definitely see a huge difference. All right, Styles by Yates. Styles by Yates. Let me see. All right, here we go. Guys, I'm sorry I'm not reading the comments. I'm just trying to, get through this. Then I'll read some comments. All right, looks like a curl sponge look on top. Nice clean part. Edge is pretty crispy. These dark spots right here can, if you brush this down and then use like maybe the corners of your blade, clipper over comb, going with the grain, this will all be smoothed out. All right, and then like the little hairs sticking, over the edge up, brush those down, then hit those up after you edge them up and use the trimmers or the blade. You might see some hairs sticking out. I would just line that back up, and then in here too as well, because there's a little bit of hairs that are in there as well, just so it looks crispier. All right, but other than that, the blend looks good. Looks like a ball fade on the sides, but with these dark spots, I would definitely go with the grain or use the corners of my blade and remove those dark spots. But good job. Definitely seeing some better pictures, and I see pictures from people that started in the beginning, and you could definitely see some great progress. So that's dope. This is a nice quality photo. It's probably taken with a nice camera. It looks like there's a ring light or some kind of light coming from this way, or maybe behind the client. But this is probably maybe a 2 on top, maybe a 3. I'm just gonna go with a 2. And with that camera flashing or that too much light with this client on this picture, it's hard to see contrast or any kind of lines or dark spots. But right now the fade is looking amazing. The beard line looks clean right here on top. I would just make this a little more crispier on the back of the neckline, and then all this stubble right here on the bottom, you can use a shaver, you can use a razor, knock that out. It looks like he did really good around the lip area for the beard. If he didn't ask for an edge, what I like to do with hairs that are sticking over or real light hairs is I'll hit it with the guard and just blend it in, or clipper over comb. And there are some clients that don't like edge ups, but if you meant to edge up this client, it needs to be a little more crispier. Okay, but other than that, nice cut, man, and nice picture as well. All right, okay. So look, this is also a good example. Taking pictures outside of the shop, outside with sunlight, but not too much sunlight, where you can still see gradiency, you can still see the fade, you can still see a good contrast. This is a nice haircut. A nice haircut. I like this. Nice crispy edge. Looks like you used some spritz or something. A little bit of an ash mark. Clean blend, man. Clean blend. I like this. Ball fade. It goes from light, medium to dark. This is what your fades. This is what you want your face to look like, because he gave himself room to blend. And it doesn't look like a high fade, y'all. You still see darkness around the midsection of the client's scalp. So with giving yourself room to blend, you can still create a low fade. You can still create a mid fade. But he gave himself at least an inch per guideline, and look at the outcome. Clean cut. Oh, this is just for hair loss. You asked me questions about hair loss. And they got all kinds of dyes, hair fibers. Now they got the SMP, scalp micropigmentation. You might want to look that up too. But let's get back on track. I would say like a mid ball fade. It's real dark on top. I don't know if this is a disconnected haircut or if it's supposed to blend into the top of the hair, but I can't really. It's not really like a good picture, a good angle, but there's a little bit of bulk right here in this area. I would do clipper over comb or take a 4 guard, knock that out. The blend on the bottom though, on the sides looks really good. The flash kind of takes it away from me to actually see the haircut. So you see, in this lighting, you can see a lot of dark spots. Give yourself room to blend each inch per guideline, and take care of the bulkiness on top, but like a 4 guard or clipper over comb. Other than that, keep getting those reps in, and don't um don't feel discouraged if I say something about your haircut that needs work on, or that I point out whatever, because this is a learning experience for y'all. I would take all this. I would be a sponge. I would take all the information that you're getting and take it and use it when I'm in the shop or cutting the client, and then come back and then send me another picture and see the progress. Don't feel discouraged. Don't feel down like, oh man, I just can't get it. Don't give up. That's the last thing you want to do is give up. Hey, Team Gifted, we don't give up. All right, we do not give up. Keep getting those reps in, and it'll come. Don't even worry about freaking time. Don't even worry about rushing through haircuts. Quality over quantity any day. Let's get couple more pictures. This is a nice quality photo, nice lighting. This is obviously a disconnected haircut, dreads on top. Right around this area, I would brush his hair down because look, it looks like a bald spot. I would brush his hair down and go with the grain with like a one open or one closed. Also in the front of the hair as well. If you go with the grain on all around through this area, you would see a cleaner transition. The blend looks good. The edge up looks crispy, looks clean, looks natural. It looks like you didn't really. I mean, I don't. This is a light beard, but I would go with the grain right around this area. This the edge on the front, the very top piece where it's disconnected. That way you see the hair laid down, and it'll have a nice fade to it, which it already does. But if you just knock this top piece off, that bulk, everything will look like it just flows together. This is a clean cut though, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about, y'all. See, blend this in. But this is the haircut that I'm telling y'all, man. Like, clients like this, but from what I can tell from the background of the picture, I might be wrong, but it looks like you're in barber school. I would take a number 3 guard, just a little bit higher, and they'll still stay dark. And then start blending down into your 2, into your 1, or you can do clip over comb in this area and knock that out, because the skin and the half into the 1 looks good, but then it goes straight into like a 2 or 3. So if you took like your 3 guard and kind of scooped towards you, and then like went down to the 1 and started using the corners, that darkness will go away. But blend this in. Try not to chase that beard line too much. Kind of, make it flow instead of like an L shape, The style on top looks dope. Looks like you textured it as well. Other than that, it's a good haircut. I would just, or you can give yourself room to blend, right? And do like a low, do the first guideline a little lower, and then you'll have like a half and a 1 around this area. That way you can blend it into the top. Other than that, man, repetition. Hey, reps on reps. All right, so I know this is difficult to do tapers on this type of haircuts and still look like it's blended. It looks like this side looks pretty decent. Looks like this is before and then after, and then this is the before and then after. But notice how on this one it looks like it flows a little more, and then on this one it kind of has like a blunt cutoff, right? You want to make sure that each side of the haircut is the same. Try not to. Looks like you went too high up here, and then on this side it's right around this area. So be careful. Make sure you do even cut, even taper. I would keep with his type of curls. I would keep the blowout or taper a little lower. I would keep it a little lower, because you're gonna keep going higher and higher and higher, and then you're gonna have to turn it into a fade. And I'm pretty sure your client don't want that. Edge up needs a little more work. Um, Keep it a little more crispier. But yeah, just make sure what you do on one side, you do to the other the exact same, okay? And what helps sometimes with that is if you do one side, you create one guideline for one side and then go to the other side, create that guideline, and then you start matching it, making sure that it's even. Um, and then when you get a little more advanced and comfortable with your fades, you can do a 50-50 fade, meaning you can fade one side and then go back and then do the other side. That's what I do. I've been doing that since I was in barber school, but um, yeah, you want to make sure your haircuts are even on both sides. All right, let's see. I'm gonna do a couple more, and I'll save the rest for the next episode. All right, so this is a nice haircut, nice clean edge. I would ball out the sideburn just a little more. It looks like you wanted a ball taper, so I would just knock that out, skin that out a little bit more. Um, See, this is the type of transition I was trying to tell you from the previous haircut. Um, he has curls on top, right? So he looks like he did maybe clip over comb, just took a high guard in that area. But notice how it just transitions so nicely. Like, this is a nice haircut. It looks like a shadow fade. It looks like a half on the bottom, just because I see a little bit of line work. And using a shadow fade, allows you to line up the hairline, the neckline, just enough for a client to see any types of lines. But this is a nice transition. This is a clean blend. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna wrap that up. This is my gifted guidance episode 10. If you are interested in the t-shirts, trust me, I'm a barber. You're in gifted hands. DM me on Instagram at Matt_giftedhands, and send me your address, your full name, your shirt size, and the email. That way I can send you a PayPal invoice. They're $20 with a free Team Gifted bracelet, black and silver. And then on the back of my shirt, it says Team Gifted, hashtag Team Gifted. Y'all are my family. If y'all want to support the movement, support the channel, it helps the channel grow. It's these types of shirts. I have a small, medium, large, and extra large. Hit me up if y'all are interested. I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the live stream. I will probably do another My Gifted Guidance episode 11 very soon. Because I have a few more pictures left over. My phone's about to die though. So thanks for tuning in. Team Gifted, stay gifted.